Namaste and welcome. My name is Alexandra Pachter. I'm an integrative and functional yoga therapist, and I'm here to help you feel better in your body today and every day. And for you to connect to your true inner self, yoga has the ability to do that. So let's get started. Hips don't lie. So if your hips are stiff or achy, if you do a lot of sitting during the day or standing, or maybe you really haven't processed a lot of emotional things that have happened to you in your life, your hips might be stiff. You might not have full mobility. And I invite you to just simply become a witness and curious to your body in this 15-minute practice. So let's go ahead and get started. So I teach therapeutically, as you know, if you've been on this channel for a while. So let's go ahead and open the shoulders, bring our feet as wide as the mat, press into the palms, and just take a moment here and breathe. In through the nose, out through the nose. And another breath in through the nose, out through your nose. And in your mind here, say something kind to yourself before we start. Okay, begin to drop your knees from side to side. Amazing. And from here, let's come into pinwheel pose. So let's make our way to walk our feet over to the right side of the mat and drop the left leg down. Okay, and then begin to take your right leg back behind you. So your left shin is parallel to the front of your mat. That's the best way, I think, to, align this. And your toe, your left big toe and your left knee are in a straight line, and your left knee, left hip, straight line. So it's like a half square. Now take this back and look at your right leg. Your right heel, right knee, straight line. Right knee, right hip, also straight line. So there's a couple different options here. You can sit up tall, simple. You can ground your fingers into the floor and just breathe here and observe this and feel this. And if this is your body, if this is like what brings up sensation for you, let it be enough. You could also fold forward. This will be a different sensation. You could also rotate the opposite way. So I'm rotating towards the space between my heel and my knee, my front heel and back knee. Now these are all different sensations, and I am not a fan of yoga where you are being guided to push and force things, because that's how you put your body energetically in debt, and that is not the very first limb of yoga, which is ahimsa. That's not in alignment. So find where you are with your body and breathe. And as you breathe with where you are, your body will begin to open up because your nervous system will start to regulate. And that is the true definition of flexibility. You will be able to become more flexible as you regulate your nervous system, not as you force yourself into poses. And the hips don't lie, you guys, so breathe here. Breathe from belly into ribs, into chest, with slow exhales out through your nose. It never matters how deep you can go into the pose. That's the ego mind. Asmita, which is ego. It's one of the main kleshas or obstacles of yoga. And when we are in our ego, we are operating out of avidya, which is ignorance. So it's ignorance to our true self. So example of this, if you are forcing yourself into this pose and you're down here and you're forcing it, your body is like, it's tense, You're being essentially, it's ignorance to your body's true needs, your true self. So a little bit of yoga philosophy there for you, but breathe here. One more breath. And let's make our way out of pinwheel pose on this side. So go ahead and lean into your hands and begin to walk your feet over to the left. Same thing here, the right leg lowers down. This is external rotation. And we'll walk this left leg out to the side and internally rotate it. So this can be intense on the hips, for sure. So honor, again, your body's limitations, honor your body's wisdom. Right shin parallel to front of mat, aligning left hip, left knee, heel, knee. And here we are. You can lean forward, you can simply sit up, you can rotate to your left. All different sensations here. Breathe with what your body is feeling. Breathe with what is now. Breathing in through the nose and out through your nose, softening the jaw. Relax the jaw from belly to ribs to chest. So when we lean forward on an externally rotated hip, we are bringing our hip into flexion. Take another breath or several here. Breathing in through your nose and out through your nose from belly to ribs to chest. Begin to walk your hands slowly back on up, and let's begin to bring our feet forward again. Roll the shoulders down the back and lower the legs from side to side. You might hear some adjusting, maybe just in my one leg. And then make your way back to, or I guess into a tabletop position. From tabletop, align knees under hips, hands under shoulders, separate the fingers, tuck the toes. Inhale, lengthen your right leg back and be careful to check that your leg's not hiked up super high. Just breathe here, heel in alignment with calf, in alignment with glute or hip. And then on the exhale, simply just bring it back down into table. Inhale, opposite leg extends. Notice, bring heel in alignment with calf and glute. Exhale, table. Now inhale, take the right leg back behind you again, and exhale, bring your knee into the chest. And inhale, take the leg back. Exhale, table. Inhale, lengthen left leg. Exhale, knee into the chest as you round your spine. Lower into table. Big toes touch. Widen the knees out a little bit or don't. Up to you. Hips back to the heels. So coming into a child's pose, balasana, also deep flexion of the hips. Breathe here. Breath in through the nose and breath out through the nose. Breathing from belly to ribs to chest. Continue to breathe and feel here. On your inhale, slowly come up to tabletop. Keep the toes tucked once you're here. Inhale, drop the belly, lift your hips and head. And then on the exhale, tuck the pelvis first. And then let the rest of the spine follow as you round into cat pose or spinal flexion. On the inhale, lift from your tailbone first, letting the belly drop as the head lifts. On the exhale, tuck the tailbone first as you round the spine. Cat pose, flexion. Inhale, lift the tailbone first. As you lower belly down, lift the head. Extension. And then on your exhale, neutralize your spine, and let's make our way up into an Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. And I'll have you bend one knee at a time. Drop the opposite heel. So when you bend one knee, notice how that the knee or the thigh comes closer into the chest. Also working with our hips. And as you drop one heel down, how that hip, that glute, that leg becomes a little bit further away from your torso. Good awareness. Let's pause here in downward facing dog, and let's walk our feet about halfway to our hands. Micro bend the knees, so having what's called a hip hinge here. Press your hands into your shins. And look forward, lengthening your spine, also known as Ardha Uttanasana or halfway lift. So this is like a hip hinge, not like this is a hip hinge. On your exhale, keep a micro bend in the knees, fold. Press into your shins, inhale, lengthen, micro bend in the knees. Exhale, fold, and inhale, press into the shins again. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold, and inhale. Let's sweep the arms out and up and lift into mountain pose, Tadasana, neutral spine. On the exhale, micro bend in the knees again. Press pelvis and belly forward, cactus arms back bend. Lift the heart through. Inhale, lengthen everything here. Exhale, sweep your arms down as you micro bend the knees, hip hinge, hug lower body. Press into the shins and then inhale, halfway lift here, pause. Now this is important, you guys. Press your shins into your hands and press your hands back into your shins. So you have this push-pull oppositional forces here. Breathe. Now this will activate some of our lat muscles. It's good. This works with our hips and also our hamstrings too. And everything works together in the body. Everything is very synergistic. Breathe here. Feel the heat, the agni increase in your body, vitality. On your next exhale, fold, let it go. Slowly release your hands with a micro bend in the knees, ragdoll rise up to standing. Now let's come into a sciatic nerve stretch. The sciatic nerve runs from here all the way down our leg, and it looks like a tree with big branches here, a strong nerve, and then roots. So bring the right foot forward, cross your left leg over the right for sciatic nerve stretch. Let's inhale, lift your arms up overhead. Exhale, slowly lower down, micro bend the knees. Fold here, 3 to 4 deep breaths. Let the back of your neck be long. And on your inhale, rise on up slowly. Begin to uncross the legs and just shake out the legs, shake out the energy. Pause here. Let's bring the left foot forward and cross the right leg over left, sciatic nerve stretch, working with our hips. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, begin to fold, micro bend in the knees as you lower down, and breathe here. Breathe from belly into ribs, into chest with slow exhales out through the nose. On your next inhale, slowly come on up to standing, uncross the legs, shake everything out. Ground the feet, inhale, float the arms up into Tadasana, mountain pose, and exhale, sweep your arms down, fold, hug lower body. Press into your shins, inhale, halfway lift, hip hinge. Exhale, fold, bring your hands down, walk on back to downward facing dog. Take a full breath here. And exhale, let's come on down into tabletop. And from tabletop, make your way onto your back. Take the left knee into the chest, interlace the fingers around the leg. Coming into a hip flexion here. And then let's go ahead and take the left ankle to the right thigh. Open the arms out like wings. Inhale. And exhale, twist down to your right and breathe here. Notice the sensations you feel. 4 breaths. On your next inhale, slowly come back up. And let's lower the left foot down. Bring the right knee into the chest, interlace the fingers, guide leg in toward your body, breathe. Another breath here. And then slowly, let's take the ankle to the thigh, open the arms out like wings and twist down to the left. Breathe here. On your next breath, let's slowly come on up. Release your legs, straighten the legs all the way out. And take a moment here to bring arms into your body and simply breathe with yourself. Notice the sukha, or good space that you've created in your body. And that concludes our practice today. I hope your hips are feeling much better, more fluid, flowing, connected. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Namaste.